Hello everyone. I wanted to real quick go over a crystal grid that I just made today. This one is for healing purposes. So what I have here, I used my intuition to pick my stones and then confirmed those stones and their properties in the Book of Stones. So always best to go with your intuition for sure. And win for me, the intuition was correct. These stones are exactly what I need. And in the Book of Stones, they actually have affirmations that can go along with your stones. You can choose to use those or make up your own. I did a little bit of a combination of both. I used some of the affirmations from there, and then some of the affirmations I came up with on my own. So for this grid, I have blue calcite in the middle. Your middle stone should always be your largest stone. And then I have 6 black tourmalines all around the blue calcite. And then along the outside, I have Herkimer diamond natural points facing outwards to amplify the energy and draw it out. When activating my stone, I used my activation wand right there. I also chose to place my stones on a table, just a little fold-out table high up and right by my window to my sacred space, or my door to my sacred space, I should say. And then I also, intuition told me to place my chakra towel, which I usually sit on my chair because my chair is kind of scratchy. I don't like the material. But for now it's under my crystal grid because my intuition told me to place my grid in between the throat and heart chakras. So it's in between those, and then I also have the metronome's symbol on to add some sacred geometry to my crystal grid. This one I just chose to print out. They're very easy to find online, and then I just placed it under my grid, nice and easy. I taped down the corners too because I printed it on cardstock, so it was a little less flimsy, but as most of you know, cardstock tends to bend when you print it, so I have some tape on the corners just to kind of keep it down and centered. Next, I also chose to burn essential oils, so I chose Letting Go for my essential oils, which is rosato and cedarwood in this combination. And lastly, I have my affirmations. So what I did while activating my stone, I just took my activation wand, and while I placed my stones, I decided to say my affirmations each time I placed a different stone. So I started with my Herkimer diamonds and I placed them around, and as I placed them around, I repeated my affirmations. And then I placed my black tourmaline while repeating my affirmations again. And then when I got to my blue calcite, I actually held my blue calcite in my hand, took 2 deep breaths, said my affirmations a 3rd time, and then placed it down on the center of my stone, on the center of my grid. And then afterwards, I took my activation wand and began drawing my connecting lines to each one of my stones, starting from the center, working my way out and connecting each one. It was nice and simple. And while I was doing that, I continued to repeat my affirmations more, just to kind of really get my intention in there and make sure that the stones know what I want them to do. And all while doing this, I also played Crystal Bowl Healing 2.0, which can be found on Spotify, nice and easy. It's by Stephen Halpern. And again, it was just crystal healing using, the crystal bowls. And so that way I didn't have to try and do that myself while I'm setting my grid up. It was nice and easy. I made sure I played it nice and loud, so not only is it activating my stones, but it's keeping me focused and centered as well. And for this grid, I chose the affirmations. I banish all negative attachments within and without. My emotions are calm and serene. I express my inner visions with truth and clarity, and I am purified, grounded, and centered. And I'm going to say those affirmations once a day, either before I go to bed or right when I wake up. So, happy gritting!